Let's move right on then and connect with Rahul Shah as well, who's joining in on the show. Rahul, thanks so much for taking time out. Let's get in a sense from you first up as to what your takeaway has been when it comes to the kind of auto sales data that has been clocked in so far, and how are you anticipating that players from this space are likely to perform in the long haul?
Hi, good morning. I think obviously the way the markets have been, and I think if you look at the auto sales numbers in the last 4 5 months trend, I think the trend has been quite good. And this month's number also, I think, comes as per what the street was estimating into be two-wheelers or a four-wheelers and kind of thing. So I feel that I think I don't see any major correction or major trend coming into it. I think looks all right. That's what we feel, and I think the stocks have rallied post that Q1 numbers. I think most of them have rallied 10 to 15% depending upon it. So I think we continue to remain bullish on stocks like Tata Motors with the combination of what EV plus passenger vehicles plus the I think commercial vehicles. So all these three factors remains quite strong. And then I think in a commercial vehicle we looks like a revival coming back. So in that space, I think Ashok Leyland remains a top bet. I think Q4 numbers are also quite encouraging. So I think these two stocks remains preferred bet in the entire auto pack.
Why is Hero MotoCorp disappointing, Rahul? I mean, just when we thought that things are turning around, the numbers just continue to disappoint.
I think if you look at way this all this two-wheeler plays it has been, I think two three things. I think one is obviously the Hero's numbers have been quite I think modest in terms of vis-a-vis other compared to peers, and secondly the switch of the EV play. I think which will now come back into Hero as well, and valuations are as per what 15 16 times earnings. So I think the risk versus reward gives a favorable play, but I think the stock, the preferred bets, I think still that would be more in the passenger vehicle way and with the momentum which we have seen in the auto space.
Rahul, just want to address, the buying that one is seeing in pharma off late. Of course, there have been, fundamental triggers as well leading up to that. But as a house call, any pharma buys that you may have?
I think if you look at last 2 quarters numbers for most of the pharma companies, I think has been mixed for most of them. And if I segregate there, I think Sun Pharma remains the better off among the last 3 4 quarters. If you look at the numbers, have been quite good. So I feel that the entire all businesses, specialty businesses, is just firing up in Sun Pharma. US also, I think, better than vis-a-vis other clear competitors. So I feel that Sun Pharma remains the top bet in the entire pharma basket, and I think followed by I think a lot of them have and the price and the valuations looks attractive. So I feel in that fact, one should also look at Ciplas of the world, which the stock has done nothing. Ipca also has been in just a lackluster for last couple of months. So I feel that I think the pharma stocks, a lot of stocks, which they are just bottoming it out. But if I have to pick one of them, I think Sun Pharma will continue to outperform the current levels.
Okay. Pick up the point that Nikunj was making about Infosys, right? The stock is down about 8% in the last 1 year or so. The consensus target prices are already indicating a 10% headroom. Do you think the worst is behind now for IT? And is Infosys really the stock to pick out, if at all, within the IT pack?
I think if you look at entire IT as a whole, I think two, three things one should remember. I think usually the Q1 is better, because of the kind of environment what we've been seeing in the entire IT space, should be a flattish kind of a quarter. And a year on year can be also a 2 3% growth. So I don't think so major upside on that. So I think the first half looks, I think, of the entire IT companies, but looking at the favorable valuations which they have been trading at. So I think the kind of diversification Infosys has in its portfolio with NTCS and HCL Tech, all the three stocks kind of, the portfolios will be the least affected by the kind of turmoils, right? So I feel that number one, valuation looks quite interesting. And I think, and in this kind of a markets, I think one should stick to the good value stock. So I think Infi remains our preferred bet in the portfolio of the IT. I feel that this is a time one should build up IT stocks. I think we've seen few pockets here and there, and the mid cap stocks, have given a good, run up in last 3 months or so. If you look at most of the mid cap IT companies have rallied and a lot of them have hit a 52-week high as well. So I feel that now I think large cap needs to catch up. So I preferred bet Infosys, HCL Tech, and TCS among the entire basket.
Now, which is worth discussing or worth revisiting is Biocon. Last mover, late bloomer, but it shot up. What do you view? What is your view on Biocon as a stock independently?
If you look at again, the stock has done nothing in last 2.5 years. I think post-COVID, I think or pre-COVID also, most of the pharma stocks rallied, and I think same was the case with Biocon. And then I think has been done nothing in last 2 years. So in terms of if I have to look at in terms of market cap, the stocks look cheap, but in terms of the valuations, I think looks a little bit fully valued at current levels as well. So I don't see any major upside happening in Biocon. I think let the stock come out with the numbers in a couple of quarters perform. So may post that I think we can review it. But I think at this levels, I think if I look at valuation perspective, fully valued at current levels.
Okay, Rahul, great to have you on the show. Glad that you could take time out and speak with us today. Let's
My
just